Let's take a minute and talk about boundaries and being called selfish. When you're being called selfish whenever you hold a boundary. And you know it, you give, and then when you draw boundaries, suddenly, you're this horrible person being called selfish. And being called selfish, it's really feels like a deep blow, right? I mean, because if you're selfish, it means you're inconsiderate. You only think of yourself and your own needs, and that doesn't feel good. None of us want to think that way. But here's the deal for most of us. Because you were taught either directly or indirectly, growing up likely, that it was wrong or inappropriate to put your own needs first, right? It was selfish to put your own needs first. And here's what's crazy. There's actually been research about this very issue. And you know what it shows? That healthy selfishness is correlated not only with psychological well-being, so less depression, less anxiety, more feelings of peace and calm, but it's also highly correlated with something called pro-social behavior. And what that means is that people with healthy selfishness is again, as crazy or paradoxical as it sounds, are more likely to do things that benefit others. You're more likely to volunteer, share, donate, collaborate in meetings, cooperate, all that good stuff. So, and in just the last 20 years, there have been a ton of studies around this need for healthy selfishness. And it's often contrasted with something called pathological altruism, and which is generally defined as a need to sacrifice yourself for the benefit of others. I call that codependency. I'm sure you do too. And the research shows that people who have this pathological altruism, or this, again, codependent behavior, and this need to put others before themselves and their own needs, is actually associated with selfish motivations and broken relationships and resentment and anger and poor well-being. I know. So meanwhile, again, studies show that healthy selfishness is correlated to higher life satisfaction, more positive and fulfilling relationships. Of course they are, because you're not so resentful. Higher self-esteem, authentic pride in yourself, all the good stuff. So I want you to remember that when they call you selfish, they're the ones who are being selfish. And you can even say that if you feel like it. When someone says you're being selfish because you've drawn a boundary, that's the fact. They are the ones who are selfish. And if you can create that twist in your mind that, wow, so this person doesn't like that I'm no longer doing everything for them, and their immediate response is that I'm the selfish one, when actually they're being the selfish one by not listening to my boundary, by not, even supporting me in trying to take better care of myself. Wow, who's the selfish one now? I know it gets twisted. I know it's hard when people are calling you selfish for holding a boundary, but again, they're the ones who are selfish if that's what they're saying to you.